At 6:20 a.m., we woke to find the farm wreathed in a warm morning light. There was a silver ceiling of clouds suspended just above the horizon, and the sun seized its opportunity to burn through the cracks of this cloud ceiling like a celestial bonfire, covering the farm and the whole land in gold. We are reminded in Psalm 113 that the morning time is almost a sacred part of our day. God has made this time special and often humbling to behold, because it reminds us that over the universe there reigns a supreme creator who holds the very laws and order of nature in his hands. Psalm 113 reads, "From the rising of the sun to the place where it sets, let the name of the Lord be praised." That is to say, everywhere the sun climbs over the horizon to reveal a brand new day, we are to wake and see its light and respond in worship to God for it. Partly because of the imagery we see in scripture from Psalm 113 and other places, morning devotional reading for us always feels special. It's a way to begin our day in worship to God. Often in Ireland, we do so to the sound of heavy rain. That made this morning and this site a special gift on our last full Monday in Ireland. And what better way to enjoy it than with a warm cup of tea? Good girl. Good girl. Willow, what does the cow do? What does it? Hold on, what does the cow do?
What's the cow do?
What's the cow do?
There they are, yeah, that's them.
Good girl.
That's them, she knows.
So one of the things that we have loved about living up at the farmhouse for the last 14 months, going on 15 months, is you can come out into the yard, really any part of the yard, and you're surrounded by this incredible panorama of creation. It's so peaceful here, isn't it, Emma?
Yeah.
And there's always something happening that is really enjoyable to look at. Should it be cows grazing in the field? We've actually seen a lot of birds nesting around the property too, different species.
Yeah.
That's been enjoyable, hasn't it, Emma? And yeah, just the day-to-day ambience of farm life. No thanks, Willow. We'll leave that there. Willow's so curious. So it's one of the things we've really appreciated about being up here. Willow, will we go and do something inside the farmhouse? Yeah?
Yeah.
Do you want to say hi?
No.
No, you don't want to say hi. That's okay. Oh, wow. You dance. Oh, brilliant. She's away.
Okay, Willow, Dada's going to give us a breakdown of the garden.
We got poplar here. This here's poplar. That's the stuff the cows love, Emma. The stuff that the cows have been eating. So, poplar. The yellow flower here, well, see, according to Google, is lotus. Then these are called New England aster. They're probably past their best, but they were really nice a few weeks ago. And then up here you have, I think these are called falling stars. That's their popular name. There's a couple of other names for them too. And then up here
You've got your yellow rose. They're kind of past their best too, aren't they, Emma?
Yeah,
Well,
they
no.
were lovely about 2 months ago.
Yeah,
They're still there, but
they
they're just,
actually are.
they're
they're
just
the-
not fully.
They're the hardiest plant in the garden in many ways.
Yeah. And there's a big like. bouquet almost.
Remember the daffodils, Emma? They were good for about 24 hours, and then they looked terrible.
Well, whenever they came out, they were lovely.
Apples. Come and see the apples, sweetheart. You coming? She's just playing around. Look, here's the apples, Emma. See if you can get a close-up shot of them. They're doing really well. So they are. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 apple trees in the garden. Lovely. We nearly forgot, how could we? We've called this tomato plant Tim Horton because we're going to be handing this over to my sister and my brother-in-law to look after, because they were the one who gave us this plant in the first place. Isn't that right, Willow? We've been looking after it, haven't we?
Yeah.
And we've been teaching Willow how to be gentle. We've been teaching Willow to appreciate and respect the plants in the garden. So instead of her being rough and trying to pull the fruit off, we teach her to go, ah, very nice. The same way with Gingy, the cat that you're going to meet. That's going to be a very important part of this video as well. But this is our tomato plant. We're not experts, like I say, so we over-pruned it, and therefore there's only 2 tomatoes growing. But we just feel it's a victory getting it to this stage, don't we, Emma? This has fallen out of a window. It has been ravaged by cats. And so the fact that this thing, and it was repotted in the most unprofessional and terrible fashion by me. So the fact that it's even alive and doing this well, we consider an achievement. We've got 2 tomatoes on it. We're never going to see them. We'll be in Canada by then. But I'm going to hand this over to my sister and brother-in-law, and they'll take it the rest of the way. And we'll see how Tim Horton goes. They'll give us an update, I'm sure. But this is Tim Horton, the tomato plant. Isn't it, Willow? That's the final tour. I think that's the final plant in our garden to give you a tour of.
On the grave.
Our subscribers may be wondering what this film is about. It's really about documenting our lives to the glory of God. Paul said in his letter to the Corinthians, "Whatever you do, do it all to the glory of God." And the reason we should do all things with a Godward heart is because, in the end, the life that has been lived to the fullest is the life that sees the surpassing beauty and sufficiency of the Lord for this life and for all eternity.
The powers that be.
So I've been really looking forward to actually opening this. This is a package that we got from Amazon, and let's just get into it. It's a travel wallet to put all of our travel documents into, and it's just going to make everything so much more stress-free whenever we get to the customs officer, and it means that everything will be in the one place. It already has Polly Pockets. Very cute. So what I'm going to do now is just transfer everything here, all of our important documents, into this folder, and then we'll have them all ready. So let's do it.
I rise a child again. Wake up a wild wind takes me there.
So this is it completed. So It just means that we have our passports, we have our international driver's permit, we have our wedding license, certificate, and we have, sorry, not wedding license, wedding certificate. We have our driver's counterparts that we need. We have our birth certificates, all 3 of our birth certificates. We have our Mark's visa information, Mark's police check, and Mark's degree, just in case they need that. And then we have our ETAs. So it just means we have everything in one place, so it just means it's a lot smoother at the border whenever we're going through our immigration interviews. And yeah, it means we can zip it up. Let me see if we can also zip it up, because you're always afraid of things flying out in the chaos of the airport, but that's pretty cool. It has a wee handle and everything. So that's really all I wanted to show you guys. So cool.
If I wrote you a song, if I got every word perfectly weighted on a thin piece of paper, would it make any difference? Would it change for the better? If I wrote you a poem, if I posted a letter? Is it maybe because I never knew quite where I was, then suddenly you told me, baby, you're lost, but I am too. Whatever the cost, we'll make it through. Tell me you're the one for me now, 'cause what am I supposed to do? If you are not the one for me, then tell me now what I could do.
Okay, so we just got back from visiting some family and some friends in Kilkeel, which is about 30 miles from where we're currently renting at the minute. So we're in here. This is probably the most messiest room in the house right now, because we use it for storage, and it was literally ceiling to floor packed full of stuff before we started to sell things and charity shop things and give things away. So what I was doing now is just to show you a part of this journey is some things that Willow's grown out of, and we want to maybe bless other children with it. It's all still very good stuff, because kids of Willow's age, they don't get wearing things for very long. So we're gonna put this into a charity shop, and we're gonna do that probably very early on tomorrow.
I'm befriended in an illusion. I could never stay in an illusion. I get by when you're at my side. I'm befriended.
Well, it feels surreal and satisfying to be able to look around this room and say, it's not entirely finished, but tomorrow, whenever we drop all the stuff off at the charity shop, it will be. What we're going to do now is, well, I'm going to go downstairs and make a cup of tea. Emma's trying to put Willow down to sleep. It's a little bit bright, so Willow struggles to sleep when the evenings are bright. But after that, Emma and I are going to have a time. We sit down and just look at where Jesus appears to disciples, John chapter 20, verses 19 down to 22. So he rises victoriously from the dead. The stones roll away at this point. The finished work of the cross is done. Christ has emerged victorious over sin and over death. And for the believer, that means so much wonderful things. It means forgiveness from their sins and a relationship with God and the gift of everlasting life. You know, Lord Jesus Christ has said that those who believe in him, they will live even though they die. So we have a hope in Christ that transcends this life. And of course, that's the one hope that we all need. And we're going to be looking at that downstairs because Jesus appears to his disciples and then he says, peace be with you. That's the first thing he says to them. But then it's striking what he does next, because then he shows them the wounds in his hand. And he shows them the wound in his side whenever they pierced his side on the cross, just as it was prophesied that they actually would do hundreds and hundreds of years before the Lord even came. Yeah, just an incredible passage. But after he does that again, he says to them for the second time, peace be with you. You know, C.S. Lewis once said that friends would come to him and say, you need to try this restaurant, you must try this movie, you must try this A, B, C, and D, because they found something valuable and great and they want to share it with those they love. Well, how much more so if a Christian really believes that Jesus Christ is everything he said he was, that he actually rose from the dead, and that he can give our loved ones and our friends and our neighbours, a stranger down the street, everlasting life, simply through the empty hands of faith by believing in him. It's the greatest news the world could ever know. We're going to go look at that now in John's Gospel over a cup of tea. And so maybe this is the last video. Maybe this is the last video of the day. Right, so it's now the next morning. We've got some boxes here all packed up, as Emma showed you in the last section of the video. Time to just load it up into the car and head off to the charity shop and begin our final runs. We're probably going to get this ramped up within the next couple of hours, and then it'll be on to the next thing. We have a bank statement to get from our bank, and a couple of other errands to run today that are going to be pretty important when it comes to the move the following Monday. But as you're going to see in a moment, it's really becoming real for us. We decided a calendar. We would strike it off the days for 31 days now, so it's finally down into T-minus 7 days. We're actually T-minus 6 days, so it's starting to feel quite surreal. It's very bright out here, it's a beautiful morning, so we've been blessed with another great day, and now it's just about trying to take advantage of that and yeah, just get the house cleared in the next, I think it's going to take about 2 days, 2 full days of work at this. And really what we're doing right now is going at this at kind of like half days, because we're trying to balance our time. We've got half our time spent clearing the house out, then half our time, of course, trying to spend time with friends and family. So we're meeting up with some friends today as well. We'll not video that, obviously, to invade their privacy. But so we're working all of this stuff in between other essential things that we're doing. So anyway, on to the next thing.
So we're heading out to a place called Colleen Hardware to get a few screws, because we have it's quite a sturdy table. We used to use it for Mark's study table and in the office, and during the course of moving we lost the screws for it, so we couldn't put it up, so hardware. So we're going to get some hardware for it, and then we're going to put it up on Facebook Marketplace to see does anybody want it for like 20 quid or something. We're 6 days out. This is, as we're filming this, it's the Tuesday before we go, so then we have 6 days. There's 6 days left, so I feel excited. I feel, you know, obviously sad to be leaving family and friends, and sad to be leaving certain things, home comforts. I definitely wouldn't be doing this move in this context. I wouldn't have the same peace if it wasn't for my faith, because the only reason that I feel confident in going is because of the leading that I have received through reading of scripture, through circumstantial things that have happened in life, and those aspects have led me to have a peace about moving. But right now, if I was moving without any kind of faith, I would be very stressed.
I saw the flashes in the dark, colors on the wall, bright against the monochrome.
Well, Emma,
Where I felt so small,
we got our envelope.
I
proof of
drew the
funds.
curtains
That's the
up.
final thing checked off the list. You excited?
pulled away once, heard a rushing wind through the windows of my mind, and I began to glow with a love divine. Shine, 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 shine.
job, girly girly.
Naked
Yeah.
of that night.
This is Gingy, and this is her friend Gingy.
Shine, shine,
Yeah.
shine, shine. In the
Oh, she loves Gingy.
of
She
the
loves it when Gingy plays. Oh, she gets Gingy to run after her.
Oh, when I was a boy, rolled up like a cigarette, the jacket didn't fit quite.
Willow, if I could get your attention from Gingy for just a moment. Do you love Gingy?
Over time,
Yeah?
I shook it off,
Is he your friend?
turned to face.
Where's Gingy at?
I learned to see
Call
it
him.
all at once. God in the
We'll go find
little
him.
things.
And so, in this extremely busy time in our lives, we had a welcome pause for family and to be thankful and to say farewell to one of Willow's very best friends, the neighbour's cat, whom we named Gingy.
In the golden gaze of the mighty eye. There's a dark
Lost the hardware to this old table that we purchased a couple of years ago. And in an effort to be resourceful and not waste it, there was the thought, just with the busyness of everything else, that we would throw this out at the dump, but that would just be total waste and just not a very wise stewardship of, well, really anything. So all we needed was some 30mm screws. Headed down to Killeen Hardware, 10 minutes from here. Got the 30mm screws and threw them in, and boom, we're able to sell a table. And Willow's being a great help, aren't you, Willow?
So we're here in the beautiful Gosford Forest Park, where Willow took some of her very first steps. She loves being here and exploring, so we're just having a wee bit of family time where we're exploring the Forest Park near where we live. So it's Thursday today. Yesterday was Wednesday. We had a great day yesterday, but time just got away from us, and we only managed to get one clip of Mark speaking at a church in our hometown, where we had a great time and had some great fellowship with the believers there and a great reception there. So today we have quite a lot of things to do. We have to get our international driver's permits, which allows the RCMP in Canada to be able to interpret our UK driving licence over there just without any issues. So we get that, and we have a few things to do at the post office and an extra bag to get, because we have 4 check bags we're allowed and we only have 3, so we need an extra bag, so we're going to do that too, and probably some other errands as well.
Well, this really does feel like D-Day for us. It's Friday. So what does that leave us? Friday the 11th or Friday the 12th of August? I'm not even sure. But this is the last opportunity we have to get everything to the local charity shops, to the local dump. Of course, we'll be flying out on Monday. We have no time to do anything else. So what we're going to do is take it one room at a time. We've been putting this particular thing that you're about to see off, and we've been putting it off for as long as possible, but it's time to donate Willow's toys to the charity shop. So yeah, that's tough. You don't want to do that on them. Come here, pet. Now, as I was saying, guys, it's just things like that that make the trip feel that bit more surreal, and you understand the weight of things then. You know, it's her wee toys, things that she loves. She's going to bring 4 of her favourite toys to Canada with her, and she got 2 of those favourites in Canada itself. She got a wee horse called Rusty from Amber Marshall's shop, actually, in Millerville, and she got a little birthday cake squishmallow the last time we were over there. It wasn't even her birthday, but she wanted it in the shop and we got her it. A little squishmallow called Nori that she thinks so much of. And then she's gonna bring her little toy called Jet. It was one of the Super Wings. And she's gonna bring... Yeah. Well, I think you've got one more and I just can't remember which one it is. Sweetheart. I think it's Mickey Mouse, but it might not be. So, D-Day, in that regard, we're gonna get Willow's toys all packed up and moved, and we'll get her them again over in Canada. It's just all about letting go, trusting God, and moving on, and that it very much is how we're embracing this. We have a peace about it, and Willow, she'll take it all in her stride. We know she will.
You would have previously heard Emma discussing the sufficiency and surpassing worth of Jesus for this life and all eternity. Well, we really believe that. But often, it is in the costly times of life, the times where we know loss, that we're much more aware of Jesus' ability to hold us fast. Whenever we began packing Willow's toys away, we knew we were saying goodbye to more than her toys. Suddenly, the magnitude of the move was pressing in on us. We were saying goodbye to Gingy, our close friend. We were saying goodbye to the old farm and the apple trees and the cows and the birds and the flowers. We knew we were saying goodbye to a church where I had been assistant pastor for a year, a church we truly loved and adored. But underscoring all of this was the reality, whatever path God was leading us down in this life, whatever adventure lay ahead, He will be there for us.
Come hold my hand. Let's find something new, me and you.
And so, with most of the packing done, and some friends coming to help us finish off clearing the old farm on Saturday evening, our weekend suddenly slowed down in pace. We spent Friday at a barbecue with 2 friends of mine from my previous work as a technician, and then on Saturday we caught up with a lady who supported me financially through Bible college, and other friends later in that day as well. It was a beautiful time. It was full of sweet memories. I got to see the Silent Valley Cafe for what would be the last time in quite a while. I used to write so many of my sermons in that quiet part of the mornings. And then on Saturday evening, finally our 2 friends arrived, Hender and Harper. They came to the rescue with Hender's van and literally took the remaining things out of the house for us. So Hender and Harper, if you're watching, we love you and thank you so much for all the help that you give us. Alright, we're back up the road. Dinner is in the oven back at the farm, and I'm heading into the local shop here because life still goes on in the midst of the busyness of this week, and Willow is having awful bother with her teeth. So God love her, it's not been easy on her. As a parent, you have that knee-jerk reaction, you just want to take all the pain away from your children, but with teething there's not much that can be done except give them the pain relief and then give them other things. I'm going to get Bongella for her at the local shop to put on her teeth. And the only consolation with teething is that she won't remember it. So that's what I'm doing now.
Hello, Liza. How do you do? I'm writing you a letter I hope it reaches you. I know it's been a long time since you heard from me. I'm still kicking around here in Tennessee. I heard you got a new place. I heard you got a new job. I heard you got a haircut and it looks real nice. Are you ever lonely? Do you ever think of me? I heard you got a new man. I hope it treats you right. And before you toss this letter away, there's something that I've got to say. An aeroplane shooting across the sky can surely take your body to a new place for a while. But some things stay no matter where you go. Do you still love me, Liza, babe? Please tell me yes or no. When the world turns ugly, we turn inside. Try to find a good thing we can stand behind. All my friends tell me she's the one that got away, but you never left me. Like a ghost you stay. There's nothing else worth thinking of when you find the one you love. An aeroplane shooting across the sky can surely take your body to a new place for a while. But
Finally, after months of praying and planning, Sunday the 14th of August had arrived. It would be a day of remembrance for our little family as we embarked on a journey of mission to Canada. We were suddenly leaving everything we had ever known for unknown shores. But the beautiful, powerful reality of being a Christian is that we weren't leaving home in the fullest sense, not really. Nor were we going to our new home in the fullest sense. Because home in its truest sense is living our lives in the presence of God. That's how everything started in Genesis. That's what Jesus came and redeemed in its fullest and greatest sense by his work on the cross. And so, guided by our faith, we were navigating the emotions of this final day, this final car journey, this final plane journey with the belief that true belonging lies in Jesus.
I can see you far and wide across the ocean, above the clouds. In your presence I am free. I hear your whisper through the wind. Right now, there's no place that I would rather be. So let this moment last. I've searched myself, I've tried to figure out who I am, and you were always there to lift me up. 'Cause no one else can make me love like you. You give me strength, Lord, I finally know where I belong. I can feel you in the sunlight and through the cold nights when I close my eyes. I am walking, oh Lord, beneath the starlight, a love so pure. Right now, there's no place that I would rather be. So let this moment last. I've searched myself, I've tried to figure out who I am, and you were always there to lift me up. 'Cause no one else can make me love like you. You give me strength, Lord, I found